The Netherlands, a small country in Europe known for tulips, bicycles and windmills. A country known for producing legendary football players and controversy in the Eurovision Song Festival. But what people don't know is that somewhere in the Netherlands, close to the German border, lives a lunatic who works on old forgotten Italian cars. His name is Mark, and he has a passion for working on Italian cars.
Let's see if it will run the first time. There's no coolant, there is oil, but and a sketchy battery. Yeah, let's go.
You might have noticed that there has not been a new upload for the last few months, and that is because Mark's girlfriend had a preventive surgery for cancer. He had to take care of this family, and because of all that stress at home and the stress caused by the timing belt that snapped, he decided it would be best to quit the hobby, not knowing what the future holds. Many people messaged him, wondering what happened to the Black Motion project. But we are sorry. That car is no longer with us. But don't worry. We still have all the parts, so we can use it for a better and stronger build. Now that everything is good at home, Mark just wanted to say one thing. Thank you for subscribing, and welcome back to the channel, and we will continue where we left off. In this episode, we will do some maintenance on a classic hot hatch from 2005, the Fiat Stilo Michael Schumacher edition. In the last few weeks, we had some massive rainfall in the Netherlands, and right at that time, the sky window decided to stop working.
This is not funny.
Resulting in a lot of rain getting inside the car. Let's see if Mark finds a solution for this problem.
Well guys, there she is underneath this Fiat Stilo cover, and she's been there for a while. And the main reason is that, well, this little sky window on top won't close. And water was getting inside, and it got very, very wet inside. So, this car has been a bit neglected by me for a while now. I was too busy working on other cars, and my girlfriend was driving this car. And well, I have not done a single thing to it since the last restoration. Of course, some little maintenance, but nothing big. So in this video, guys, we are going to repair or replace that sky window. We are going to do a little oil change on the car, and we're also going to replace the timing belt on the engine, because the interval says 3 years or 60,000 kilometers, and the interval is over 3 years now. So yeah, best thing to do is replace the timing belt and make sure that the engine is all fine. Let's go. So this is the main problem of the car, to be honest. That sky window won't close. It's making a ticking noise, so it's completely stuck somewhere in here. Probably one of the cables is loose or whatever. I replaced the motor, but yeah, let's see what it does. So at first I thought this little guy over here was the problem. This is the one that came with the car, and so I took another one. It's a spare one. As you can see, all the buttons are still dirty. Anyways, whenever you hold this in, it should normally close. And what it does right now, well, the little blinder roller that goes on top here is working. Yeah, let's see if it does. It doesn't. Okay, let's see if it's gonna reset it. So hold this two, hold this one in. Yeah. Oh, hey, it closes. Why? Huh? Can you open also? Nope. Okay, I'm a bit confused because this little guy over here wouldn't close for at least 2 weeks, and the only thing I did is replace this little guy over here, but it still wouldn't close. It was still making that ticking noise that you heard a moment ago, and I now replaced this one. And of course I already tried this before and it wouldn't work, but now when I'm pressing this button over here, it's making that noise all the way in the back, and that's because of that blinder roller that, well, it's not attached to that little lever over there. I hope you can see it in the corner. It's the blinder roller for the sunroof. That is a little curtain that opens and closes with this little sky window, and well, this roof now won't open unless it can do a full reset using that little blinder roller over there. So I need to attach it again, so the blinder roller knows where its beginning point is and when to end, and so this little reset can make a full circle, if you know what I mean, and then it will hopefully work again. Otherwise I still have to replace it. So what I'm going to do right now is remove the new headliner. It's brand new, as you can see. It still has some flaws over here, but it will be covered by the ceiling headlights, etc., so you won't see it again. So to remove it, we have to remove this one over here, the little handle over here. All have torque screws, and I'm gonna do it, and then we are going to replace the headliner. No, we are going to remove the headliner and see if we can fix that little part over there.
From the factory, the headliner goes in through the front window because it's wider on that side. The only option we have right now is to remove the headliner using the tailgate. And of course, we need to be careful not to crack it.
Look at the mess, guys, just by removing the headliner. It already looks like a scrap car, to be honest. Anyways, I already found the problem. The problem is, and that's that ticking noise, that this little guy is so powerful, it keeps pulling and pulling and pulling, etc. And it managed to pull out the cable from the little housing in here. As you can see, this little copper piece has to go in here. And you can't push it back, I think. I can try, but it will probably not work. I probably have to remove the sky window from the car, which is a pain in the ass to do all by yourself. But let's see if I can fix this by pushing this one back in here. It'll be hard, but well, let's see what it does. Of course, I am not strong enough to pull that one back in. There's too much tension on it, so I need a little bit help. And the part that is going to help me is this little guy over here. I use the Allen key, and I'm gonna using it like this. And look, I can't get it inside. It's too tight over here.
That's what she said. Yeah.
Yeah. And there is no space to get it in.
That's what she said. Don't you dare.
And another thing that I noticed is this little guiding cable that shouldn't be here. It's for the roller blind. So yeah, best thing to do is replace the sky window. And to do it, I have to remove all these torques. They are all the way around the sky window, and it will simply drop down.
Well, Mark, that sounds very optimistic. But as you can see, the sky window from this car is bolted in with torque screws. You have to be strategic. What bolts to remove first? Otherwise, the sky window will land on your face, and trust me, that is gonna hurt.
Well, guys, one more bolt. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there she goes. And it's heavy. It is heavy.
Sky window is made by Webasto and is also used in the Mercedes B-Class. Finding a working sky window is difficult, but we had a spare one lying around.
It is out. It's the replacement sky window, which I still had in my shed. It's been there for quite some time. Anyways, yeah, let's get it in, and well, it will be hard getting it in all by myself, so I probably have to lay down and push it all up with my feet or something, being all creative and acrobatic, but well, we'll see what happens. Let's go. So it is inside the car, but now the trick is to get it all up, lined up with those holes inside the roof, and it is heavy. Heavy. Get an Italian car, they said. It will be fun, they said. Yeah, alright. It's the most ridiculous design ever. Oh, can't you? I think I got it. Oh, it's heavy. Come on. Stay. Please. No, it's not lined up correctly yet, but please hold for it a little bit. Welcome to the Olympics. My name is Mark, and today we are fixing the sky window roof. Hopefully. Well, guys, it is in. Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy, especially when you have to do this all on yourself. Man, I was lying on the back seat pushing that thing up, but hey, I managed to get it in. Sky window is in. Let's see. Yeah, I think the sun part works, but not really how it should, because as you can see, it's, yep, that's not good. Nope. Well, at least it works, but yeah, this is not really how it should work. Nope. Let's push it down because it wants to go down. Come on. Yep. And that one works, so that's great. But it won't open. Yeah, it's somehow it doesn't wanna. I think the roller lost its tension or something. Anyways, but this one, you have to push it all open. Come on. Well, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna fix the old sky window and we'll go from there, because if this one won't close again, I have a problem. So, to be continued.
Mark did it. He replaced the sky window all by himself, and it is all lined up correctly. The gaps are even, and it is not leaking. For now, we leave the headliner out because we got a big job coming up. The timing belt needs to be replaced. Let's open up the bonnet and see what it looks like after all these years. First, we need to remove the battery cover, which is bolted in with 2 Torx screws, and after that, we remove the negative lead on the battery. Next thing we need to remove is the engine cover, which is again bolted in with Torx screws.
Well, quick overall inspection after a few years, and as you can see, everything is still looking dry. Yep, perfect. It's dirty, but that's because they are building around here, and well, to be honest, I have not cleaned it for a long time. Anyways, next thing up is the engine mount over here, so I'm gonna remove the coolant reservoir and then undo these bolts, and the engine mount can come off. Then we are going to remove this plastic cover. Let's go.
Before we can remove the left engine mount, we first need to drain the coolant and then remove the coolant reservoir. Using a jack underneath the engine, we can now safely remove the left engine mount. Now that the engine mount has been removed, we can simply undo the tensioner for the V-belt and remove the crankshaft pulley. The spark plugs and coils have only done around 15,000 kilometers, so our focus for today is the timing belt and water pump. We also need to remove the rocker cover so we can lock both camshafts with the original Fiat locking tools. The original locking tools made by Mopar are positioned on cylinder 2 and cylinder 3. Therefore, we need to remove both caps so we can insert the locking tools. Both locking tools have markings. One is for the air intake side and one is the exhaust side. We then turn the crankshaft a few times until we reach top dead center. Best way to do this is using a timing gauge. Next thing we need to do is loosen the tensioner so we can remove the old timing belt. With another locking tool, we can now turn both camshafts until the locking tools fit perfectly flush. When the locking tools are in place, we can simply block both camshaft sprockets and loosen the bolts so we can remove both sprockets. It is wise to replace the water pump, tensioner and pulley because they all have the same age and wear. After removing all the parts, we need to make sure cylinder 1 is still on top dead center. Using the gauge, you can see and feel when the piston goes down again. Using a bit of Loctite, we can now install both sprockets back on the engine, but we are not tightening the bolts just yet. Both sprockets have to turn all the way to the right, and then you install the new belt starting from the crankshaft and then go up the right side. The belt will first go on to the sprocket for the exhaust side, followed by the air intake side. And when you set the tensioner to the right tension, the sprockets will automatically turn to the left. The new belt has 3 white lines. Our focus is just on 2 white lines. One will be on the camshaft exhaust side and the other one will be on the crankshaft side. Now that the tension on the belt is set, we can now torque both sprockets. The intake side is only 9 Newton meter and the exhaust side is 120 Newton meter. If you have made it this far into the video, you probably like this content, and therefore we would like to ask you to consider subscribing to this channel. We would love to rebuild other cars on this channel, like this Alfa Romeo Giulia, or even bigger projects, but we need your support. Subscribe, because it's free. Now let's get back to the video and see if this Abarth engine will start up. And I think we got a winner. Good job, Mark and Tim. The timing on this engine is now 100% and it sounds absolutely perfect.
Well guys, this is the old belt. It's made by Daiko, and as you can see, it still looks brand new. It shouldn't have been replaced, but well, it's 4 years old. The interval says 3 or 4 years and 120,000 kilometers. I was wrong earlier in the video, but why would I take the risk? part I can do it myself, as you can see, and parts, well, together I think I paid around 60 euros. So yeah, maybe overkill, but I'm glad I did it. Well guys, that was it. The timing belt has been done. I'm gonna skip the oil change. You know how to do an oil change. I'm not gonna show you. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.